Hello fashion lovers, welcome to another beautiful sewing tutorial. We are in the holiday season and I'll be bringing to your screen back-to-back beautiful, chic and gorgeous outfits just like this one. So if you're interested in making and slaying your outfits this season, make sure you subscribe, like, turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any of these tutorials, and share this to all your family and friends that you know would love sewing tutorials like this. And for those of you that just want to buy and slay this outfit, it is available for sale on pre-order and we ship across the globe. All you need to do is to send us a message on TikTok here and we'll be glad to make one for you. With that being said, let's get started. I used 3 yards of chiffon fabric to make this dress, okay? 3 yards of chiffon fabric, and I think chiffon fabric is the best choice of fabric for this dress. That's my personal opinion. And the fabric I have here has this silky touch to it, which I really love, as you can see here. Now what we are going to do is to fold this fabric. So this right here is my yardage. I have 3 yards. Okay, this right here is my yardage and this other side here is the length of my fabric. The length of my fabric is by 60. So I'm going to pick it up from this point here at the length and I'm going to form a triangle. I'm just going to fold it in a triangle like this. We can also say fold in a bias form. So when you hear fold in a triangle or fold in a bias form, it's all the same thing. So you can see exactly how I did that. And I'm going to pin it down at this point because my fabric moves around a lot and I don't want this to stress me out when I'm marking out my measurements. So after pinning it down, this is what you should have. We'll be using the 180-degree formula for the calculation, and the 180-degree formula is 3.14. So whatever measurement we are using, we are going to divide that by 3.14. Okay, so we are using our bust measurement here, but we'll not be using our exact bust measurement. This is because after taking out our bust measurement, we want to have our extra, which is going to serve as the stitching allowance. So I'll be adding extra 4 inches to my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 40 plus 4 inches, that will give me 44. So this will be my new bust measurement. Make sure you are doing the same thing using your own measurement. We'll be dividing this by the 180 formula. So 44 divided by 3.14, I have about 14.01 thereabout, which is approximately 14 inches. So whatever you get as your final calculation, you are going to mark it from the tip of your fabric here. You're going to mark it from the tip of your fabric here all around, just exactly as I'm doing it. So I'm just marking 14 inches all around and I'm going to connect this together like this. Now this line here that we just marked, this is going to serve as your chest line. Okay, this line here is going to serve as your chest line. So what you're going to do here is to divide your actual bust measurement by 4. My bust measurement divided by 4 is going to give me 10. So I'm going to measure out 10 on this chest line here. And you can see that I have just about 1 inch excess left at the side for my allowance. I noticed that this light was reflecting too much and it was kind of harsh on the eye, so I decided to change the light to a warm light. So let's continue. This right here is the chest line, right? I'm just going to label it CL, which is chest line. Now this being the chest line, we are going to get our chest line measurement, and the calculation for that is to divide your bust measurement by 6 and add 1.5 to that. So after doing mine, I have 8.1 inch as my chest line measurement. Now whatever you get, you're going to place that measurement on your chest line here. So you can see that I placed 8.1 on my chest line, and from this point we are going to take the full length of our dress. So the length I'll be using for my dress is 32 inches. I'm going to mark this all around and connect together. After getting the length of the dress, I'm just going to cut it out at this point. Now that we have gotten the length of our dress, the next thing we are going to do here is to get the neckline. For the neckline, go up from the chest line by 4 inches. Okay, go up from the chest line by 4 inches, and then you are going to connect with a curve back to this point here you have on the chest line. But if you don't want to use this point exactly, you want your neckline to go down a bit, you can come down from this point by about 1 inch and then connect it to this point. But for me, I'll be using 1/2 inch, okay, to be on the safer side. So I'm going to connect from this point back into the neckline like this to create the halter neckline. You can also use your cuff to do this, but because my fabric moves around a lot, I'll be using freehand. So after you connect that, from this point here, you are just going to blend it back into the rest of the dress like this. So you can see exactly how I did that. Just blend that back into the dress. After doing that, we are done with the front. You're just going to proceed to cut this out just like I'm doing here. Now at this point, I actually forgot to add my 1/2 inch seam allowance. But because this is a flare dress, any measurement you take is actually a bit bigger than it's supposed to be. That was why I didn't have any issues. But if you're a beginner, please don't forget to add your 1/2 inch stitching allowance. Or if you're using a fabric that is too stiff, make sure you add your 1/2 inch seam allowance, okay? Just to be on the safer side. Now that I'm done cutting out the front piece, we are going to be cutting out another piece for the front exactly like this. The only difference is going to be in the length. Just like you can see on the dress here, one is longer and the other one is shorter. So I'm going to use this to cut out another piece exactly like this and add extra inches to the length. Also, I'll be marking the waistline here. So for the waistline, I'm also going to place my chest line measurement on that chest line there, and I'm going to mark down my waistline, which is 15 inches, and I'm going to connect it together. This will be serving as a guide for me when I'm cutting out the back of the dress. So I've gone ahead to cut out another piece for the front of my dress, and you can see it's exactly the same thing. The only difference is in the length, and for the length I added extra 3 inches to the second piece that I cut out. So that is it for the front. I'm just going to take out the longer piece. I'll be using this particular one to cut out the back of the dress. So to cut out the back, I'm just going to fold my fabric in a bias from I'm going to get the front and I'm going to make sure it fits into what I have here, and I'm going to pin it down. After doing that, I'm going to cut this out at the length first. Then I'm going to cut it out at the side here. So the back is starting at the waistline, right? So I'm just going to mark the waistline on the back like this on both sides. Don't forget to make a notch at the waistline of the front piece. This is going to make it easier for you when you are sewing the front and the back together, and it's also going to indicate where the waistline of the back and the front should meet. Okay, so I'm going to proceed now to cut this out. But before I cut this out, just for the beginners that might not find this easy to cut, you can also take the measurement of what you have from here to the waistline, and then you're going to mark it across just like I'm doing here, and then cut it out. Now that is it for the back. This is how to go about cutting the back. Also for the back, we are going to cut out a second piece. The only difference is going to be in the length. So after cutting out the second piece, you can see here that the second one I cut out is about 3 inches. Also make sure you make a notch at the center part here. This is going to make it easier for you to join the waist together when we are sewing. The next thing we are going to do now is to cut out the ropes that we are going to be using as the belt for the back of the dress, and also the ropes for the neckline. So for the ropes, after cutting it out, you can see that I have 2 small pieces and 2 big pieces. The 2 small pieces is going to be for the neckline, and the big one is going to be for the belt. What I have here is on fold, and taking the measurement, I have 1.5 inch on fold, and for the length, I have about 30 inches. For the bigger one, which we'll be using for the belt, this is also on fold, and what I have here is 4 inches on fold. You can see that this other one is quite shorter than it should be. While I'm sewing it, I'm just going to add fabric to make it up to the actual length that it should be. So you're going to create the ropes for the neckline, and then for the belt, you're going to stitch it down from one point like this, and you're going to close up one end, turn it over and give it a good press. So after stitching it down, you can see what I have here for the ropes for the neckline, and then you can see what I have for the belt. One end is closed up. Now we are going to keep the ropes for the neckline aside, and we are going to be attaching the belt to the front piece. So this is the front piece here. You can see the notch I have there at the waistline. This is why it's really important for you to make a notch at the waistline of your front. It's going to make it easy for you while sewing. So at this notch here, which is the waistline, you are going to go up by 2 inches. You're going to go up by 2 inches, and at this point here, you are going to place your belt. Make sure your belt is facing inward, just like mine is here. And you can see that it's the open end of the belt that I placed there. We are going to repeat the same thing on this other side here. Go up from the waistline by 2 inches. Place your belt there. You are going to pin it down, and you are going to stitch this to secure it to the front piece. After securing the belt to the front piece, you can see what I have. The next thing we are going to do is to attach the ropes for the neckline. To attach the ropes for the neckline, you are going to place it this way. The ropes should cross each other just like this. Now you are going to bring in the longer part of the front piece. You're going to place the wrong side of the longer part to the right side of this shorter one here. You know, usually it will be right sides to right sides, but now we are placing the wrong side to the right side. Now you're going to place it like this. I'll just be changing these ropes because I realized that they are meant to be inward like this. So I'm just going to take that out and I'm going to place it inward. Then I'm going to place this here and pin it down starting from this point all the way to the side. And we are going to stop at this notch that we have here. You can see that the notch is serving as a guide for us. If you don't notch the waistline of your fabric, you're going to end up doing guesswork and your dress might end up not coming out nice, and you don't want that. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. I'm going to pin it down all the way to the waist where I have the notch. So what we are going to do here is to stitch this down from this point using 1/2 inch seam allowance on both sides. After stitching it down, make sure you make a notch around your stitch so that this will come out very neat. Turn it over to the right side and give this a very good press. And that is it for the front for now. We are just going to keep the front aside and we are going to work on the back of the dress. So you are going to bring in the shorter piece of your back. And then you're going to bring the longer piece of the back, making sure that the wrong side of the longer piece is what is facing the right side of the shorter piece. Make sure that the notch points are together like this, and then you're going to stitch it down using 0.5 inch seam allowance. After stitching it down, also make sure that you make a notch around the waistline. Turn this over to the right side and give it a good press. So you can see here that I've done that. The next thing we are going to do here is to create a channel for our elastic band. So to create a channel for the elastic band, you're just going to run a stitch using 0.5 inch from one end to the other to create the channel. After creating the channel, this is what I have. You can see the channel that I created. Also, I forgot to mention this. Make sure you leave about 0.5 inch at both sides of the back piece, as you can see here. So I first of all loosened about 0.5 to 0. This is actually more than 0.5 inch. So it's about 0.5 to 0.7 inch before I created the channel. This is going to make it very easy for you to attach the front and the back together, because we'll be attaching the shorter ones separately and the longer ones separately to give us a neat finish. So after doing that, next we are going to be inserting our elastic. To know the length of elastic that you'll be using, what you need to do is to divide your waist measurement by 2, and you'll be taking out about 3 to 4 inches from that. So my waist divided by 2 is 15 inches. Taking out 3 inches, I'll be left with 12 inches. So I'll be cutting this at 12 inches. This elastic is quite stretchy, so if I take out even up to 4 inches, is not a problem. Using the safety pin, I'm going to insert the elastic through the channel that I created. So make sure that you secure with pin just like I've done on the other side, so that your elastic band doesn't get lost in the channel. And when you get to the end here, also secure it down with a pin. What you're going to do now, is to use a stitch to hold down the sides of the elastic band. So after securing the elastic band with a stitch on both sides, we are going to attach the front and the back together. Now to attach the front and the back together, I'm going to place my front piece like this. And then you're going to bring in the back piece and place it right side to the front piece, okay? The right side of the back piece to the right side of the front piece, just like this. Now remember, we have about ½ inch on this back piece here, and we made a notch at the waistline of the front. Now you're going to see how this is going to help us to sew this very easily. Now what you're going to do is to place the shorter pieces together, just like I'm doing here. You're going to take the shorter piece of the front one and the shorter piece of the back piece, and you're going to place them together like this. And you're going to pin it down just like I'm doing here. You're going to use about 0.5 inch to stitch this down. You're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Make sure it's the short piece you are placing together for both front and back. Pin it down, and now we are going to stitch it down. After stitching it down, this is what you should have. Now what you are left is with the longer pieces, and that is what we are going to fix together now. To fix the longer pieces together, all you need to do is to push in the first one that you just stitched down. Because of this notch, it's going to make it really easy for us to attach it together. So just push it in. It's not hard. Just push it in like this to take it out of the way. Then place the longer pieces together like this and pin it down. And you're going to stitch it down exactly like you did for the front. I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Just push in the first one, pin it down, and we are just going to stitch this down. Okay, after stitching it down, you can see how beautiful this came out, and you can see that the wrong sides are hidden inside. And the reason why we joined this separately is because this is what it should look like. Can you see that? So the next thing I'm going to do here is just to weave the lower part of this dress. I'm going to weave the lower part of this dress, and then I'm going to be attaching the flowers. I wasn't able to attach flowers to my dress because I wasn't able to see the flowers that I wanted. I wanted something simple, but all the flowers I saw in the market had so much shine, gold or silver to it, and I didn't want that. So hence the reason why I didn't attach flowers to mine. We have come to the end of this tutorial. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Make sure you hit on the like button, subscribe if you haven't, share this to family and friends who you know will be interested in tutorials like this. If you have any questions, you can leave it there in the comment section and I'll be attending to it. And also make sure that you become a channel member so you can decide what tutorial I post next. With that being said, I will see you guys in my next one.